How will your prior experience in the local or elsewhere make you a good candidate for business manager?
Uh, well, I mean, there's no substitute for experience. Um, I feel like everyone has this idea in their head about what the business manager does on a day to day basis, and I've had that same idea, my own version of it, several years ago too. But in reality, it's impossible to fully grasp. Um, what that experience looks like until you've actually been in that role and you've done it for a while. There's a huge learning curve that you have to overcome, and it takes a lot of time. Um, and the other part of that question, there's several other things that have helped me navigate this role. My time in the service, the time I spent in college, my unique life experiences, all that stuff, it all adds up. And it adds to my perspective and my understanding of what effective leadership is.
I have been, I have traveled all over the country. I have seen a lot of different things, experienced a lot of different positive things and negative things in my career. I'm third generation. I've been doing this for 26 plus years. I have a lot to bring to the table. I know the struggles of workers. I've been on the end of a wrongful termination. I've been mistreated on job sites. I have, I have definitely felt the struggle of financial burden being laid off. Um, and I've also had the honor of being a steward and an assistant business manager. I have learned how to communicate with the contractors, how to communicate with membership, and I am fairly confident that I can interpret the contract in a very mindful way, and a way that would be fair for all involved. Yeah.
You mentioned communication with the contractors. We have a question here that you've perhaps have gotten on the bad side of some contractors. Can you describe some of your struggles working with a contractor in the past, and how do you think as business manager you might be able to overcome some of that past history and work with?
Yeah, I have had some struggles with some contractors, namely, as we all know, REI with Ryan Garcia. I think that would have been a struggle for anybody that was involved in that. I was a steward out there for 9 months. They definitely had issue with me there. If Randy Clark was alive, he'd be able to tell you all about that. And as an assistant, all I can say to that is that, they signed an agreement. They need to adhere to that agreement, just like they expect us to. If they ever had issue with me, it wasn't because I was unreasonable or disrespectful. It was because I held them to the contract and expected them to treat our membership with respect, and to do right by our members. I won't apologize for that.
I'd say that my life experiences in general, just some of the things that I've dealt with in working class, for the middle class, I bring a lot of that to the table, and I've been involved in education. So I think that a lot of the problems, I'd like to say that right now, 429, I feel like we're at a turning point. We're at a turning point, and the membership is really going to make a decision with this next election to decide the future of our local. And I mean, a lot of my talents, I think I can put to good use as business manager with our local and bring about some of the unity and some of the brotherhood ideas, but not just that. Also, jobs and realistic approaches to things that we need. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that.